wanted to say a few words about this thing that Meno asks about and Socrates and Meno begin to inquire into in this dialogue, and that thing is virtue. Uh, Virtue is a very strange word. I think it bears some reflection, even though it's not a class in moral philosophy. But in terms of your understanding of the dialogue, having some awareness of what this word actually might mean is key and will help you. So, if the word is virtue, what is that word? Where does it come from? It's an English word. Word in the English language, virtue. We have certain associations with it. We use it, maybe not as much as we used to. But virtue is essentially a Latin word. It's just the English version of a Latin word, which I think is virtus. If you read Machiavelli's The Prince in Italian, virtu, but it does come from the Latin, and the root for the word is vir, which means man. Not man as in human being, that's another word. Man as in male member of the species. So a vir is a man, a guy, you might say. So that gives us some clue as to at least the Latin origin of the word. We think of virtue, if we think of it at all in moral terms, as uh, moral characteristics that you would like to have. Personal moral characteristics, virtues that you would like to have, as opposed to vices. Right? That would be the opposite of a virtue. If a virtue in our language then a vice would be its opposite. A personal characteristic you would not like to have. One that you would be ashamed of having. So that kind of, but if you go back to the origin of the word really means manliness, virtus, that origin in the word vir. So it was a very male dominated culture. So it's interesting how the word for manliness, being a good man, became the general word for a characteristic that any human being would like to have. So that's where the word comes from. It actually comes from Latin, but this is not a Latin word. This is a Greek word. It predates Latin. It was written in Greek. And so what we have is basically an English word, virtue, which is a version of a Latin word, virtus, which is a translation of a Greek word. And that Greek word is arete. Arete. That is what they're looking for. And if we look at the dictionary definition of arete, gosh, where is it? Here it is. Oh boy, I have to find it. I thought I had found it. Okay, sorry. Jeez. It's really fascinating, so I'm going to take the moment to actually look it up and find it. This is Liddell Scott's Greek English Lexicon online. Okay, we're in the D's. Sorry. Get to the alphas. Oh, Greek lesson. I mean, if you're interested in philosophy, learning a little Greek is a great aid if you know, learn your Greek roots. Sorry, I have this queued up, but I guess it reverted back. Alpha Rho, AR. Sorry, get it. See? No, 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 no. Here we go. Here we go. Believe me, it'll be worth it. Sorry. A lot of apos. A lot of apo words. A lot of apo words. Still in the apos. Wow. Wow. Didn't realize there were that many. Okay, we're getting close. Getting very close. Um, Gamma. Arete. Here it is. Arete. Right here. A little different in Greek letters, but what does it mean? Goodness, excellence of any kind. And that's important. It's goodness or excellence of any kind, not strictly moral goodness. Like a great horse would have arete, excellence, because it's an excellent horse. A great sculpture would have arete because it was an excellent sculpture. A great sculptor or an artist would have arete because they were really good at it. So the origin of the word and the general meaning of the word was not strictly moral. And it's kind of mysterious. What did the Greeks mean when they said a good man or a man who had arete? Goodness, excellence of any kind, but in Homer especially of manly qualities. So, like the word virtus, arete has this sort of male kind of origin. Rank, nobility from Theognis, the poet. Goodness, excellence, which is what we're looking for in Plato, I think, what makes a good man good. But it's more than that. Look at number four. Its sense in Attic Greek, still remained like Latin virtus or virtus, more of active excellence than of strictly moral virtues. I mean, somebody who is great. Like in Machiavelli, virtu means greatness at something, especially politics. Right? Doesn't necessarily mean being virtuous in the sense of being morally virtuous, but being excellent. And so, what else here? Over here, so you must look at it. Excellent art, skill. Um, with this is closely combined the notion of distinction. And so arete seems to imply fame, praise for excellence. Yeah, that's it's interesting because Meno as a character, as we'll find, is not really interested in philosophy. He's not really interested really in finding out the nature of virtue. He's interested in finding out how to get it. And so one imagines that he wants to be admired as being great, like the great men of his day. He wants to be famous and praised and admired. So, yeah, quite mean what we might mean in a contemporary way from the word virtue. It's a more expansive word. And I think that the best way to think of it, at least initially, I guess, is to think of arete or virtue really more in terms of excellence, including moral excellence, but really excellences of all kinds. So I just wanted to do this. I'm sorry I took a little time to find the definition. And I hope you can see it and take a look at it because it will deepen your understanding of the dialogue. So what exactly is it that Meno and Socrates are looking into? You know, what are their connotations that they have? This word arete, translated for us as virtue.